Hello everybody, today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, a full history video on Tidmouth. I'm going to be talking about the history of Tidmouth in the Railway Series canon and all major events that happen, so let's get to it. The history of Tidmouth Station begins in 1905, on the small railway at the time that went from Elsbridge down to Knapford. When the harbour at Knapford requires lots of maintenance, a new line was constructed along the headland to Tidmouth, at the much bigger new harbour there. We can assume there is a station here at this time, because when Vickerstown was no longer the North Western's terminus, and the terminus became Tidmouth, there is no mention of a new station being constructed. In 1908, a storm destroyed this line, and a new line was built through a tunnel in 1910 to reach Tidmouth. In 1914, all the standard gauge railways on Sodor homologated with a new main line being constructed from Vickerstown to Tidmouth, with the official terminus at the time being Vickerstown. In 1916, a new branch line was constructed from Tidmouth along the seaside to meet up with the Mid-Sodor Railway. In 1925, the North Western struck a deal with the LMS. The LMS could run services to Norranby if the North Western could run services to Barrow-in-Furness. Vickerstown could no longer be the railway's terminus, so the official terminus was moved to the west of the island at Tidmouth. In 1926, Tidmouth is without a pilot engine, so the big engines go on strike until a new engine is brought to shunt coaches for them. The Fat Director, as he was known at the time, does so and purchases Percy, a small green saddle tank engine to shunt coaches at Tidmouth Station. In 1952, the main engine sheds at Tidmouth were extensively rebuilt as a roundhouse with a turntable inside. The four-road shed remained, with the roundhouse inside, and that year's Christmas, the Fat Controller holds a big celebration at the roundhouse for Mrs. Kindly as a thank you for the act of heroism the year before, when she waved a red flag to Thomas so he didn't crash into a landslide ahead. In 1953, the newly crowned Queen Elizabeth II, on her tour of the UK, comes to Sodor on a special royal train to Tidmouth pulled by Gordon. In 1955, Percy goes to help rebuild the harbour at Knapford, so Duck comes from the Great Western region of British Railways to help shunt coaches at Tidmouth. Sodor gets a celebrity visit in 1957 with the Great Western's famous City of Truro arriving at Tidmouth with a rail tour. Also that year, the Fat Controller trials a new diesel engine to help pilot at Tidmouth. The diesel later gets sent away after spreading lies about Duck. In 1962, Stepney the Bluebell engine comes to Tidmouth with a rail tour on a marketing event for the Bluebell Railway. In 1965, all hell breaks loose at Tidmouth Station when a horde of bees stray loose out of a hive on the platform and one stings James on the nose. In 1967, Duck goes to run the branch line from Tidmouth up to Alsborough, leaving Tidmouth without a pilot again. Also in 1967, the Flying Scotsman, Gordon's only surviving brother, came to Tidmouth to visit Gordon with a rail tour. In 1984, a visiting diesel slipped on oily rails and smashed into the back of the sheds. In 1995, 50 years has passed after the first Railway Series book, and a big celebration is held at Tidmouth. In 2011, the railway celebrated what would have been the 100th birthday of the Reverend Wilbur Tawdry, the man who made them famous, with an unveiling of a statue of him at Tidmouth Station, and with that, the timeline of Tidmouth in the Railway Series ends. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what station you would like me to do next, maybe Knapford or Crovan's Gate. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.